Hi, I'm Paul, and I'm 24 years old, and I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by way of Fargo, North Dakota. Um, I moved here 5 years ago, almost six in July, um, and through moving here, kind of discovered this whole wonderful counterculture that's a part of Minneapolis, and that's how I found hula hooping. Um, I discovered it because I was going to Harvest Festival for my second time in Geneva, Minnesota at Harmony Park, and I saw my friend Brandy Burrow do it, and I was like totally mind blown. So I decided that I had to learn how to do it, and I bought this really cheap hula hoop, and I hula hooped for so many hours that I got bruises that were like 7 inches long on either side of my hips, and I couldn't do anything. Like, I had a really difficult time just keeping it going, but I felt so badass when I got it. Um, my favorite memory of my first hula hooping weekend is definitely standing out front of somebody's tent in the campgrounds and hula hooping to Michael Jackson while smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer at the same time. And that was like the coolest trick that I knew. And people loved it. It's so stupid. So that's my very first hula hooping story, I guess, is my first big moment in hooping. I got to clap this time. So for work, I work at a fine dining Italian establishment called Compiello in Eden Prairie as a server, serving people smiles and delicious Italian food. But my other job is my full time job. I work at a knitting shop as a knitting expert, and I help people find things that are appropriate for their projects, for their skill level. And it sounds really ridiculous, but it's actually quite possibly the most challenging job I've ever had because your bank of knowledge has to be that of an encyclopedia, essentially. Um, you'll have people come in and ask you the craziest questions and ask you to fix things that are near impossible to fix, and having to tell them no is terrible. So basically, it's just accumulating all of this different knowledge and all this other thing as far as the skill. So that is one of my hobbies as well. I am a knitter. I live the life of a 75-year-old woman. Um, I eat fancy food and buy a lot of yarn. And hula hoop, I guess. I don't know. Yes, that would be my jobs. They're pretty awesome, I guess. I really enjoy the satisfaction creatively I get from the knitting shop, and I really enjoy my the satisfaction I get from working in a fast-paced environment under a lot of stress from my serving job. So hopefully I'll have a big kid job someday, but for right now I'm pretty okay with where I'm at, I guess.